Hello my dear students, this is Reema. So today in this session we'll start a new chapter, that is chapter number 8 of class 9 CBSE Maths, that is Quadrilaterals. So in this session we will see what is a quadrilateral and what are different types of quadrilateral and what are the properties of them. Okay, so let's start. So what is a quadrilateral? Quadrilateral is a figure formed by joining 4 points. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, a figure formed by joining these 4 points in an order. Okay, so quadrilateral is a figure formed by joining 4 points in an order. Okay, such that it has 4 sides. Okay, let's name our figure as ABCD. Quadrilateral is a figure formed by joining 4 points in an order such that it has 4 sides. Okay, the 4 sides here are AB, BC, CD and DA. It has 4 sides, 4 vertices, that is A, B, C and D, and also 4 angles, angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Okay, so quadrilateral is a figure formed by joining 4 points in an order such that it has 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices. Okay, and now in all the quadrilaterals, if we join the opposite vertices, that is if we join A and C, and here the other opposite vertices are B and D. If we join B and D, we get 2 lines, that is AC and BD will get, and these 2 lines are called diagonals of a quadrilateral. So AC and BD are the diagonals of the quadrilateral. Okay, and now we'll study the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. So what is the angle sum property of a quadrilateral? That is, what is the sum of angle A, angle B, angle C and D. Okay, so see, if we join only this point, okay, this points, that is B and D, we'll get a triangle, no, ABD and BCD. So the angle sum property of this triangle is what? All these angles form 180 and all these angles form 180. So 180 plus 180 will be 360. So the angle sum property of a triangle a quadrilateral is angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D will be equal to 360 degree. That is 180 into 2. Okay, so this is the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. Okay, now we'll see different types of quadrilateral and their properties. Okay, the first one is this type of quadrilateral, that is the quadrilateral name is ABCD, and here just see the only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. That is, one pair means which sides parallel here? AB and CD are parallel in this quadrilateral. If one pair of the opposite sides of quadrilateral are parallel, then that quadrilateral is called what? Trapezium. Okay, trapezium. Okay, trapezium is a type of quadrilateral where one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are parallel. Here parallel, AB is parallel to CD. Okay, now the second type of quadrilateral is ABCD. In this type of quadrilateral, both the pair of opposite sides are parallel. That is, AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to AD. So what do we call those type of quadrilateral? Those type of quadrilateral in which both the pair of opposite sides are parallel are called parallelogram. Parallelogram. Okay. So here AB parallel to CD and BC parallel to AD. Okay. So the first one, only one pair of opposite sides were parallel, that is trapezium. And the second type of quadrilateral, both the pair of opposite sides were parallel. So it's called a parallelogram. Also note that the opposite sides of a parallelogram will be equal. That is, AB will be equal to CD and BC will be equal to AD. Okay, AB will be equal to CD and BC will be equal to AD. Okay, so our next type of quadrilateral is like this. Here AB is parallel to CD and also equal to CD. That is, the opposite pair of opposite sides are equal as well as parallel. So it satisfies all the properties of a parallelogram. But here one more property is there, that is the angle. Okay, the angles will be 90 degree. Okay, so if in a parallelogram, the angles or each angles, if that is 90 degree, then that type of quadrilateral is called a rectangle. Okay, rectangle. Here what? This is it is a parallelogram. Okay, it is a parallelogram, and also one angle should be 90 degree. Okay, then it is a rectangle. This type of quadrilateral is this, where in a parallelogram, okay, that is parallelogram means what? Opposite sides are parallel and equal. So in a parallelogram, when all the sides are equal. Okay, here this is a parallelogram, which is also a quadrilateral, and then all the sides are equal. Then that type of parallelogram is called rhombus. Okay, rhombus. Here all sides equal. Also parallelogram. Okay, this is a rhombus. Now our fifth type of quadrilateral is that is A, B, C, D. When in a quadrilateral, it is also a parallelogram. Why? Because opposite sides are parallel. So in a parallelogram, when all the sides are equal, it's called a rhombus. And when one angle in a parallelogram, all the sides are equal, and when one angle is 90 degree, okay, these sides are equal and one angle is 90 degree, it's called a square. Okay, it's a square. Okay, all sides equal. Parallelogram, one angle 90 degree. It's a square. Next type of quadrilateral is this, like this, where in a quadrilateral the adjacent sides are equal. Okay, so that is, here adjacent sides are AD and DC are equal, and AB and BC are equal. Such type of quadrilaterals are called what? Kite. Adjacent sides equal. Adjacent sides equal. That is, AD equal to DC and AB equal to BC. Okay. Now you see square, rectangle, rhombus. Okay. These all are also parallelograms, right? Now which is this figure? Here all sides are equal, and AB parallel to CD, BC parallel to AD, and also one angle is 90 degrees. So this is a square. Okay. Now, is square a rectangle? So what is a rectangle? In rectangle, opposite sides are what? Opposite sides are equal. So here opposite sides are equal. These two are equal and these two are also equal. And one angle is 90 degrees. So square is a rectangle. Okay. Now is square a rhombus? So what is the definition of a rhombus? In a rhombus, all sides are equal. See here all sides are equal. That is true. And also AB, and also it should be a parallelogram. Right, it should be a parallel. So ABCD square is a parallelogram. So square is a rectangle and also a rhombus. Okay, and now look at a rectangle and also a rhombus. Okay, ABCD. ABCD. Now is a rectangle a square? In rectangles, what is square? Square means all sides should be equal. So here all sides are not equal, right? These two are equal and these two are equal. So these two are not equal. So rectangle is not a square. And now is rhombus a square? In rhombus all sides are equal. That is fine. But the angle should be 90 degree in a square. So rhombus is not a square and rectangle is also not a square. Okay, so we can write. Okay, first one we can write square is a rectangle and also a rhombus. Second point we can write a rectangle and rhombus is not a square. Right? Now look at these two figures. This is a parallelogram, right? YAB and CD parallel and BC and AD parallel. Here this is a trapezium, that is AB and is parallel to CD. Now is a parallelogram a trapezium? So what is a trapezium? Trapezium is a figure where one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So here one pair of opposite sides is parallel. So a parallelogram is a trapezium. That is true. But is trapezium a parallelogram? So what is the property of a parallelogram? In a parallelogram, both the pair of opposite sides are parallel. So here only one pair is parallel. So trapezium is not a parallelogram. So we can write as a third point a parallelogram. Parallelogram is a trapezium. Fourth point, a trapezium is not a parallelogram. Okay, now we'll study the properties of a parallelogram. Okay, see ABCD is a parallelogram. Parallelogram is a figure where in a quadrilateral the opposite sides are parallel and also equal. Okay, so that is a parallelogram. So here ABCD is a parallelogram. The first property is a diagonal. Okay, a diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles, that is ACD triangle and ACB triangles are congruent. Okay, so how we can, the proof of these all are given. Okay, all the properties of parallelogram are given in your NCERT textbook. You can check that. Okay, so easily we can prove the congruence of these two triangles. Why? These two lines are parallel and AC is a transversal. So this angle and this angle are alternate interior angles, and also these these two lines are parallel and this is a transversal, so this angle and this angle will be equal. So by what? ASA, this is a common side, so ASA congruence rule, these two triangles are congruent. So our first property is a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Okay. Now the second property is, you know that in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. That is, AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. Opposite sides are equal. Okay. So the reverse is also true. That is, if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral, okay, each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay. And now the third property is, in a parallelogram the opposite angles are equal. That is, angle A will be equal to angle C and angle B will be equal to angle D. Opposite angles are equal. So the reverse is also true. If in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angles are equal, then that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Now the fourth property of a quadrilateral is, what are the diagonals here? AC and BD, right? So here the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So let them intersect at O. So here OB will be equal to OD and OA will be equal to OC. Okay, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisects each other. So the reverse is also true. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Now our fifth property is, if a pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, that is, AB is equal to CD and AB is parallel to CD, then it will be that quadrilateral will be a parallelogram. If a pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, then it is a parallelogram. Then the quadrilateral will be a parallelogram. Okay, so now based on these 5 properties, we'll be solving so many problems. Okay, so the first one is, a diagonal of a parallelogram divides the quadrilateral, that is, divides the parallelogram into 2 congruent triangles. Okay, and now the opposite sides are equal. Okay, when in a quadrilateral the opposite sides are equal, then that quadrilateral will be a parallelogram. Opposite angles are equal, that is, angle A equal to angle C and angle B equal to angle D. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Okay, if one pair of opposite side is equal and parallel, then that quadrilateral will be a parallelogram.